You mentioned the shocking collars. I know that you hunted before those things ever even showed up. How much of an advantage are the shocking collars versus the way you used to have to do it?
We used to have to, when you knew a dog was running a deer or a javelina hog or a fox or whatever, trash game I call it, uh, you'd have to just outrun them to stop them. I mean, some way. Either cut them off, and that was, oh, it was a mule killing or a man killing son of a gun to do that. I mean, this rough country, you just, a lot of times those dogs just get away from you. That's all there is to it. Boy, I tell you, with these shocking collars, when you know, now you don't want to be too quick on the trigger, but you've got time. You've got, with those collars, they give you time. You can watch your old dogs. If they don't go with that young dog, you're 90% sure that dog's wrong. And if also, if you see the game, you can let that dog get out there and make sure he's trailing it before you pop him. And that dog, it just trains them so much faster because they realize what they're doing wrong. A little longer and ride along and trust that thing rather than staying up with those dogs and see which dogs are doing what. And also, there's a lot of places in this country that you've got to help those dogs. I mean, a lot of people, I've heard a lot of old timers say, well, I don't ever help my dogs because they get to depending on you and then they don't work. Well, I tell you, in this country, in dry ground hunting, in the country we hunt, you're not gonna, if you don't help those dogs, you're not going to catch many lions. I mean, they just can't do it all by themselves. I mean, sometimes they will, don't get me wrong. But boy, if you help them, you're going to be successful a lot more of the time. And I mean, taking them through real rough cliffs, bluffy, taking them around or helping them up through places or helping them figure out where a lion has come back out and, you know, and gone out another way or something. There's just a lot of things you can do to help them. A lot of people's packs of hounds, you'll have a hound or two. We do, and I think everybody that has many trained hounds will have a dog or two that's wonderful dogs. They're good trailers, and they've got a tremendous desire, but they don't bark much. And you watch those dogs. If you're with your dogs and you watch those dogs, usually they'll be out ahead, and you can tell the way they're by their body language when they're on that track. And boy, when you see them pop that tail and just pull out, and you better get those other dogs and go over there and put them on that thing, because you know, I mean, you learn that, and you can't do that by sitting on your mule somewhere with a tracking collar. And we try to stay on those, don't get me wrong, we try to stay on those mules as long as we can. And it's not hardly ever on a good trail. It's usually, but you can get it. This country isn't that bad. There's some areas you can't negotiate on a mule at all, of course, and it's all footwork, and that's it's hard to stay right with your dogs in that kind of country, even afoot, even if you're in pretty good shape. But it's tracking collars. We haven't started using them yet.
Yeah.
We might someday.
Yeah.